Welcome back, guys. So today we're just doing something simple. I had a viewer reach out the other day and say, hey, can you do a digitizer replacement on a Phat DS? They want to know how to do it, so let's do it nice and easy. We've got one that's scratched to buggery. So do some prep work here. We need our the tri-wing screwdriver, essential for all Nintendo consoles. The Phillips head screwdriver. I've got two spudges, one plastic, one metal. I do like to have compressed air for this just in case we get dust. And of course a nice sparkly new digitizer. So that's the one we're going to be putting on. It's got some protective plastic on it there, which is why it might look a little funny. Oh, and these tweezers, they usually help for pulling out the ribbon cables. So first things first, let's get the back plate off. Now this is one that I've already opened up and played around with before, so there are bits and screws missing, so there would be screws in all those little holes. We're just going to take out the one that is holding it together for now, and you'll have to take out all the rest when doing it on your own. With that one off, or with all of them off, that back piece just lifts up nice and easy. Gives this a look at the board inside. Now there should be some shoulder buttons there, as I said. Bits are missing. They'll come off once you take the board out. They just pop right out, kind of thing. So disconnect the Wi-Fi antenna. Yeah, it's the top ribbon cable screen there. Bottom ribbon cable next, big one. This smaller one here, also attached to the screen for the backlight. Disconnect that one. So those ones kind of slide back. You push them back and they slide back, where the other ones flip up. And this one here is the digitizer itself. Bam. And then you've got 4 screws holding that board in place to the shell. So get those 4 out and the whole board will lift up. There it is there. Nice and easy. So next we have our screen. The screen and the digitizer are attached to each other with a bit of adhesive. We need to peel this little bit of insulating foam back, get the top ribbon cable off it, because it is adhered to the back of the screen there with a little bit of double-sided tape. We do need to keep that foam. We're just going to push on the screen from the inside so it comes back out. That black ring there, it's a little bit of adhesive holding the digitizer to the frame. So if you push back on that, it comes off. It's really not too difficult. Don't need hot air or anything like that. The digitizer is then adhered to the screen itself. Again, I'm not going to use hot air or anything for this. I'm just going to use our spudges. So we're going to be careful. This screen is also got dead pixels on it, so I'm not actually going to use this screen again, but for the sake of showing how they come apart, we're going to take it apart anyway. So if you were to reuse this screen, you do want to be nice and gentle here so that you don't scratch it. The idea is to just run the spudger along the edges to break that adhesive, and it should just peel off. So once that digitizer is off, there's nothing protecting that screen, so if you are reusing it, I do like to keep the digitizer on until it's ready to put into the frame again, just so you don't get any dust or debris or dirt or anything like that on your actual screen lens, because it can be a bit of a pain sometimes to try and clean it nicely and streak free. So I'll put that to the side for now. I'm going to get the new screen out and a new digitizer. So they are both off Aliexpress. Screen was probably about $7. I bought 10 at a time, and the digitizers, I bought 10 of them and they cost me $1.80 each. So with the aftermarket ones, there is no adhesive on them. Depends on the ones you buy, but these ones have no adhesive. We cannot get that adhesive off from the outside of that original screen. We're not going to worry about it, because the way it's going in, the digitizer is going to pop right in there. It's got some little tabs around the edge of the frame there which keep the digitizer in snug. So once that's in, we'll drop the screen in on top of it with the bit of adhesive that's left in there, and then the board going on top of it. Nothing should move. We do need to keep that foam. That's insulation so that the bare metal of the screen does not touch the actual board itself, because that will short it out and it will turn off during gameplay. We'll peel off the first protective layer here, because that's the one that's going to be face down. We're leaving the back one on for now, so we don't get any dust and fingerprints on the back, because once that other screen's on, anything that gets caught in between there is going to leave a mess. So that's now in. That little bit of adhesive that's still in there keeps it locked in, which is good. Press it down a little bit. That's all right. Just need to try and peel that piece off before we dump the screen in. Just checking the screen. There is no plastic cover on the screen, so I'm going to leave that in the bubble wrap face down for now. I'm going to peel this backing off and then quickly try and dump that screen on top. And with a bit of luck, there'll be no dog hairs, normal hairs, dirt, dust, whatever in between those two layers. Put your adhesive back on, make sure your top screen cable is underneath in the corner there. And we're looking pretty good. So that cable needs to get pushed down into that little hole. And make sure you run your ribbons through the middle of the board, and then just at the top there, make sure your Wi-Fi antenna cable is not underneath your board too. Let's get that on top, push that back down in there, fold it flat, board goes on, and then we can start plugging things back in. Start with the backlight and the digitizer. So as long as those gold plates are up to that line and past it, they're in far enough. And with that thicker one, as long as the brown bit's up to that white line as well. Same with the top one, needs to be up to that white line. Get our screws back in. I'm not going to completely reassemble this one because it still needs some other work. There you can see, nice sparkly new digitizer. Voila. So the only thing you really need to do once you've got the digitizer in is calibrate it. Very important. So I'll just run you through that on a different console that does work. That's the one I painted a while ago. Still looks good. Hit your little icon at the bottom there. One on the far right, so it gives you some dots. Chase the dots. 2, 3. Now sometimes it brings up those 3 dots again, and you've got to keep doing it. You'll get stuck in a cycle if it's no good, and it will never get anywhere. That was successful. And some people are still asking about this DS light board that I'm giving away. Yes, I've still got it. Yes, I'm still giving it away. So if you want to get your entry in, send me an email. Winner will be announced soon. I'll let you all know, and remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.